Now on Good Morning Northwest, a weather balloon launched from Spokane crashes into a United flight over Utah. But we're learning about how this midair collision happened and what happened to the crews and passenger.
And in your forecast, the clouds have rolled in this morning. That's keeping us mild, but our mild days are coming to an end soon.
A major milestone in Post Falls, the I-90 westbound off-ramp at Highway 41 reopens today. It'll have new lanes and updated traffic flow that you will need to know about. We have a live report coming up. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. So glad you're with us to start your Friday. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Friday, November 21st. Welcome to it. We made it. Let's kick things off with meteorologist Matt Gray and a look at that first alert forecast. Matt, we got some clouds that are just lingering.
Yeah, some lingering clouds here that have built overnight, and they're going to stick around through the morning hours, but I expect things, just as we've seen for the last couple of days, to clear out and for us to have some really nice weather this afternoon. The clouds are keeping us warmer. We would probably be down towards freezing if things were a little bit more clear, but they are not. Keep an eye out for a little bit of patchy fog. We're seeing some of that around, say, the Grand Coulee, for example, in central Washington this morning. We'll continue to keep the cloud cover through at least 9 or 10 o'clock and then start to see things break up heading towards lunchtime in the Spokane area. We'll be into the mid-40s again this afternoon with sunshine. It's going to be a great end to your Friday and a great end to your week. Will be a little bit less cloudy tonight, and that'll help keep get our temperatures a little bit closer to freezing. The big story here is the changes we're going to see over the weekend. Look at this big stream of moisture that's pumping into British Columbia, and so they are seeing quite a bit of wet weather here as we begin our Friday, and they're going to see more wet weather heading into Saturday. That stream of moisture, though, is going to start working into the inland Northwest as we approach the end of the weekend. So we'll show you when you can expect rain and how our temperatures will change coming up.
Matt, thanks. Well, this morning, fallout over President Trump's comments calling Democrat veterans in Congress traitors who should face the death penalty.
Those lawmakers shared a video telling service members they can refuse illegal orders. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in D.C. with the details.
Good morning. President Trump suggested the action of those 6 Democrats could be worthy of the death penalty. The White House defending the president's statement, even as some Republicans warn it could incite violence. This morning, President Trump facing backlash from both parties after calling 6 Democratic members of Congress traitors and accusing them of seditious behavior punishable by death.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
It comes after the lawmakers, all veterans of the military or U.S. intelligence, released this video reminding military service members that they should not obey illegal orders.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
Democratic Senator Mark Kelly explaining the video's message.
He has talked about sending troops into more U.S. cities. He's talked about invoking the Insurrection Act. In 2020, he went to his Secretary of Defense and he asked the question, he said, can't we just shoot these protesters in the legs? That is an example of an illegal order.
The president firing off a number of social media posts saying those lawmakers should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand and an example must be set. And later reposting a message saying, quote, hang them, George Washington would. At the White House, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt asked to clarify the president's comments.
Does the president want to execute members of Congress?
No. To suggest and encourage that active duty service members defy the chain of command is a very dangerous thing for sitting members of Congress to do, and they should be held accountable.
The Democrats who appeared in that video released a joint statement condemning the president's comments and saying their oath is to the Constitution and following lawful orders. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
A weather balloon launched from Spokane collided with a United Airlines flight, injuring the pilot. And this morning, we're learning about the NTSB's preliminary report. On October 16th, a Boeing 737 collided with a weather balloon near Moab, Utah. The balloon, launched by a private tech company, hit the windshield, and both pilots were showered with glass. The captain suffered cuts to his arm. Neither the forward officer nor the 111 passengers on board were hurt. The investigation says the plane's windshield is several layers thick and is designed to withstand the impact of a 4-pound bird and cabin pressurization loads. The damaged windshield was sent to the NTSB lab for examination. This investigation is still ongoing. Well, drivers in Post Falls are getting a big change today. The I-90 westbound off-ramp at Highway 41 is finally reopening. It's been closed since March.
The Idaho Transportation Department says the long closure caused major backups and hurt nearby businesses. Our Hannah Joy is live at the interchange with what drivers can expect once that ramp opens later today. Hannah?
Yeah, Robin and Natalie, the big update for drivers this morning is timing. Idaho Department of Transportation says the off-ramp will open today at noon. And once it does, traffic on Highway 41 will move a little differently than what we've been seeing in the last few months. And so once the off-ramp is open, anyone headed north on Highway 41 will bypass the intersection and merge into northbound traffic. Drivers going south on 41 will then arrive at the stoplight and wait to turn left at the intersection. Now, IDT added lanes to the off-ramp as part of the larger construction that's set to wrap up come sometime next year. So the key thing that drivers should be looking out for are those new signs, and also looking at the lane traffic markers to make sure that they're staying safe and to make sure that traffic is not backed up. Live in Post Falls, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
All right, welcome news for folks there. Hannah, thanks. A new convenience store in East Central Spokane has opened in a building that sat empty for years, but some neighbors are concerned about what's being sold inside. Owner Joey Bain spent more than $750,000 renovating the space into Altamont Liquor and Grocery. The business sits in a residential area on the corner of 5th and Altamont. Some neighbors worry about that kind of foot traffic the store will bring to the area.
Alcohol being sold that close to my house, it feels dangerous to me. It doesn't feel safe.
But Baines says safety is his top priority. He points out alcohol and vapes make up only 15% of his inventory. Other neighbors have voiced support online, saying the community can choose whether or not to shop there.
The Washington State Department of Transportation heard from the community last night about what to do with land along the North Spokane corridor. During the workshop, attendees were asked to share their special places that are located near the infrastructure. DOT says it'll take those places into consideration during construction, and the data will be shared across other agencies to help improve planning for future projects. This was the first community meeting. Another is scheduled for next month at Francis Scott Elementary. The North Spokane corridor is expected to be completed in the early 2030s.
Spokane International Airport's expecting record-breaking travel this Thanksgiving. And to get you prepared, the airport is sharing some tips for smooth travel. First, it says you should arrive 2 hours before your boarding time. That allows time to get your baggage checked, get through security, and find your gate. It also says not to put wrapped gifts or packages in checked or carry-on luggage. TSA will have to unwrap them and inspect them. Also, the airport encourages people picking up travelers to wait in cell phone lots to help keep down terminal traffic. I like the whole getting there 2 hours before. It's always a goal of mine. Doesn't usually happen. But if you do that, then you have plenty of time to grab a coffee, you know, it's
relax.
not stressed out.
No. Nothing worse than a stressed out airport experience.
No, not good. It's now 6:09 on the dot.
Checking back in with meteorologist Matt Gray this morning. We're taking a live look outside at some of that kind of haze that's lingering.
Ooh. Yeah, so this is over 4th of July pass, starting to see us go from mist to downright foggy here in that part of I-90. Yeah, getting a little misty out here in downtown Spokane, so watch for limited visibility as you head out the door here this morning. Otherwise, things are pretty smooth until later this weekend. Your weekend forecast is coming up.
Well, the Garland Theater celebrates 80 years with a special surprise. The exact same double feature that opened the doors in 1945. Find out what it was. It's just ahead.
And 3 escalations, 1 fragile ceasefire. The latest violence in Gaza follows a dangerous pattern that threatens to destroy the October truce. Latest details right after this break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Kerner Furniture.
When you call the Advocates, you'll see right away, we don't fiddle around.
We don't waste time.
Don't dilly-dally.
We don't burn daylight.
Which means the Advocates is the place to call for your injury case. We'll fight to get you the most.
And don't dilly-dally.
Don't start that again.
Medicare options for Freddie.
No, not Freddie. Eddie.
When did healthcare lose its heart? When did Medicare Advantage companies start putting profits before people? We believe it shouldn't have to be this way.
This medication isn't covered by your insurance.
This overwhelming. This confusing.
I was told it was covered.
Let's try that again. Freddie.
This frustrating.
I really need this medication.
Healthcare in retirement doesn't always look like it's advertised. The reality is, health insurance is broken. And while other plans won't tell you that, we will. Because we created Scan Health Plan to fight for your health, to protect your independence, to serve you, not profits. And we won't stop. Not until you have the coverage you need, the coverage you deserve. We created Scan for you.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays. The best friend.
So happy together.
And the first timer. The neighborhood hero. And the out-of-towners. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Red Tag. Now well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models. Plus, Costco Executive members can get a $12.50 members-only incentive.
Out here, no one hands you anything. Every log milled, every board stacked. That's all you. And your checking account should work just as hard. Ascend Checking from P1FCU earns you 3.5% APY with no monthly fees. No gimmicks, just rewards for the work you're already doing. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
When you bring your case to the advocates, you pay no fee unless we win.
No unanswered questions.
No regrets.
No sweet-talking insurance adjusters.
Just the assurance that we'll fight hard for your win.
And no fee until that happens.
Exactly.
It is 6:12, and here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Concerns are growing over the stability of the Gaza ceasefire today.
A new surge in violence is threatening to unravel the U.S. brokered agreement. Qatar, one of the countries that helped mediate this truce, has accused Israel of violating the deal, saying its attacks are making the enclave unlivable. Israeli strikes across Gaza killed at least 32 Palestinians from Wednesday into Thursday, with more than 80 others hurt.
In Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky and his wife lit a candle to mark the Ukrainian Day of Dignity and Freedom. It's a day of remembrance in Ukraine for those who fought for its independence. President Zelensky posting on X today, with a neighbor like Russia, defending one's own dignity, freedom, and independence is an extremely difficult task, but without it, the Ukrainian people cannot be preserved.
The State Department is starting to work on its next human rights report. A senior official says it's going to have a heavy focus on freedom of speech. It's a continuation of the most recent report released in August, which alleged human rights issues in allied countries. Those include the United Kingdom, France, and Germany over alleged restrictions on freedom of expression. State Department officials said all parties and people should be able to speak freely.
President Donald Trump will host New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani in the Oval Office today, their first face-to-face meeting since Mamdani was elected November 4th. The meeting follows months of acrimony between the two New Yorkers who have traded barbs since Mamdani's primary victory in June. Trump has repeatedly mocked him, calling him "my little communist," and also threatened to cut federal funding from New York City if Mamdani won.
And now it's time to plan your day. Areas of patchy fog starting to develop around there this morning, so drive carefully if that's in your neighborhood. Cloudy conditions for the morning hours. We will clear out to sunshine and see another beautiful afternoon. We've had some great weather in the afternoons the last couple of days here. And then for tonight, not as cloudy. We'll get a little bit cooler, creep a little bit closer to freezing, but more clouds and more wet weather's on the way for this weekend. Your weekend forecast after this.
The Garland Theater is turning 80 today, and to celebrate, it's recreating its 1945 opening night. It'll show the theater's original double feature of It's a Pleasure and Double Exposure. The party starts at 6 this evening. It ends tonight at 10. Tickets are $10.
Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:15. We got Matt's full forecast coming up next.
And as we send you to a commercial break, we show you a live look at the Spokane County Courthouse. Something special is happening there today. It is a day-long party celebrating the adoption of 7 local children on this National Adoption Day. Congratulations to all those kids and their very lucky families. We wish you the absolute best. We'll be right back.
Scam
scammers using romance to empty bank accounts.
Everybody has a vulnerability.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. On the next Money Saving Monday, how scammers reel in victims and why the holidays make it even easier. Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
Why say no when it feels so good to say yes? Want some help? Yes. Want to skip the line? Yes. Watch an unreleased season of your favorite show? Yes. How about a credit union with low loan rates, no hidden fees, online banking, and friendly member services? Yes. Experience how good yes can feel.
Peters Homes is having a fall clearance sale. All 2025 model display homes must go. Discounts up to $20,000. Hurry, this sale ends soon. Peters Homes, off exit 2 in Post Falls. Say again? That's right. Peters Homes is having a fall clearance sale. All 2025 model display homes must go. Discounts up to $20,000. Hurry, this sale ends soon. Peters Homes, off exit 2 in Post Falls.
Escape to Mistaqua Casino Hotel, just north of Spokane on Highway 395 near Chewelah. Enjoy the region's only non-smoking casino, featuring exciting ways to win, delicious food options, and a beautiful hotel to book your next getaway. Relax, rejuvenate, and discover more fun with our hotel amenities, including a sparkling pool, modern fitness center, and a convenient ski locker room designed for guests heading to the slopes. Plan your perfect staycation and book today at Mistaqua.com.
With depression, it feels like every day you're just going through the motions. But what if you could get your go back?
Go with Auvelity.
Auvelity worked fast. Some saw relief in as early as 1 week. And Auvelity lasted. On average, significant relief was seen at 6 weeks. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions in young adults. Tell your doctor about sudden changes to mood, thoughts, or behavior. Don't take Auvelity if you have a history of seizure, eating disorder, or have abruptly stopped drinking alcohol, or taking benzodiazepines, barbiturates, or anti-seizure medicine. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Don't take if you're allergic to dextromethorphan, bupropion, or any of the ingredients in Auvelity. Don't take with MAOIs. High blood pressure, manic episodes, serious eye problems, and dizziness can occur. Report all medicines you take to avoid a life-threatening condition. Don't take Auvelity if you are or may become pregnant. Side effects can include dizziness, headache, diarrhea, feeling sleepy, dry mouth, sexual function problems, and excessive sweating. Ask your provider about Auvelity.
Go with Auvelity.
Remember paper or plastic? Now it's how many bags did you use? But has Washington's plastic bag ban backfired? I'm Robin Nance. I'll show you the new research and why the next step could cost you more without fixing the problem. Tuesday on Good Morning Northwest.
4 News Now is brought to you by Wonders of the World. Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:18. Taking a live look at the courthouse this morning. All lit up there. Sky's not lit up just yet, but
No. After 7 a.m. is our sunrise. Oh,
Yeah.
boo.
sign of the times, I guess, right?
It is.
Yeah, all the way till February 12th before we see a sunrise
February
before 7
12th.
o'clock again. I know. I know.
Yikes.
That's a bummer for us because we get up earlier than anybody.
Yeah, I know. It would be nice to see some sun.
It would be nice to see some sun, and we will see some sun today eventually. I think that has been what's been so great about this week is we've gotten a lot of sunshine, at least in the few hours that the sun is up during the day. All right, got a lot of kind of mist off on the horizon here, some haze and likely some fog developing around the Moses Lake Airport. We've seen some foggy conditions and limited visibility now really start to get going around Grant County, basically all the way up and down the Grand Coulee. We're in Moses Lake, seeing a visibility down to 2 miles. We're seeing 0 or under a mile visibility at Wenatchee. Starting to see the West Plains get a little bit foggy here as well, along with up near Hayden in the Coeur d'Alene Airport. And we just showed you some of that fog around 4th of July Pass. Starting to see some of that limited visibility here this morning, so make sure you're slowing it down if you do run into some of those fog banks. For most of us, however, we're just seeing these mostly cloudy conditions here. We'll continue to see the cloudiness, but eventually it will will break up with a south wind that from south to north will help dissipate the clouds, along with the warming of the sun as we head through the middle of your day. For the afternoon, more beautiful conditions, not as gusty as it was yesterday. We'll see temperatures in the mid-40s for your highs and a pleasant evening and a great start to the weekend. It will be a little bit colder tonight with some slightly clearer skies around the region. Let's take you through the weekend. This was just what you saw with Saturday. Not much going on, but we're continuing to watch that rain. You can see up behind our title banner here that's going on up in BC. That will head our direction as we head into Sunday. And so by Sunday afternoon or midday on Sunday, we're going to see that rain pushing through the area. This is part of a cold front. You can see the colder air starting to impact the Cascades here. This is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'll begin to see difficult travel conditions at times because of some slick roads up on our mountain passes. Not just in the Cascades, but also early Monday morning around the Lookout Pass area as well. We will have a chance to pick up a little bit of accumulating snow in those high mountain pass areas. So that is what we have for the weekend. Definitely much better to be out on Saturday than it will be on Sunday. Then we head into Thanksgiving week. We talked about how it is going to be colder. Will be windy on Mondays. That cold air rushes in. Wednesday is a day to watch because we have another system coming in, and it will definitely be cold enough in the morning for some variety of wintry weather. So keep an eye on that part of the forecast. And we will be churning out the updates here over the next couple of days for you.
And we will be paying attention very closely.
Sure will. It's very important timing.
Thanks. Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:21.
The last GSL team standing, Gonzaga Prep, carries Spokane's hopes into the state quarterfinals. Find out what's driving their undefeated run next in Morning Sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The holiday heroes are ready to make your holiday dinner better than ever. This year, make your holiday feast as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Visit eatgoodgroup.com, heat and eat. 2. Select your meal. 3. Pick up your feast and heat and eat. Hurry, orders must be made by November 22nd. Order online at eatgoodgroup.com.
This holiday season, come spend the day at Triple Play. Just minutes away for triple the fun and triple the excitement with your family, friends, and coworkers.
Whether it's the 30-foot-tall ropes course or the supersized arcade, this is your chance to challenge yourself and your buddies in this 3-acre family fun park.
Or maybe bring the kids to Raptor Reef, where they can splash and play all day.
Whatever you're looking for, Triple Play has it.
Come out and play today. Triple Play.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0% APR on Sierra 1500 models.
See your local GMC dealer.
Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls has been North Idaho's premier flooring shop for over 30 years. From remodels to new construction, they've got your home or business covered from wall to wall. Their expert design team will work with you to find the perfect floor for your lifestyle and budget. They've got the lowest prices. From carpet and area rugs to hardwood, LVP and laminate, if you can dream it, they can floor it. Dream it, design it, live it at Fairway Floor Abbey Carpet in Post Falls.
The holiday heroes are ready to make your holiday dinner better than ever. This year, make your holiday feast as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Visit eatgoodgroup.com, heat and eat. 2. Select your meal. 3. Pick up your feast and heat and eat. Hurry, orders must be made by November 22nd. Order online at eatgoodgroup.com.
Welcome to Morning Sports. I'm Jack Wallace. High school football quarterfinals are right around the corner, and Gonzaga Prep enters their matchup with an impressive undefeated record as the final GSL school alive. Bullpups head into this game looking to defend their home field, and they're in a roll after a 42-0 shutout win over Curtis to punch their ticket to the quarterfinals this weekend. G-Prep was unstoppable on the ground, finishing the game with 349 rushing yards, the most they've managed all season. And their opponent this weekend, Graham Kapowsin, has looked pretty good too. They own a 10-1 record following a 34-7 win over Kennedy Catholic. Head coach Nathan Graham spoke about the work that goes on behind the scenes.
These kids have been working for 11 months now, and so people see what happens on Friday nights, Saturday afternoons. They don't see the practices when it feels like it's 30 degrees out. They don't see not only the stuff in the weight room, but all the stuff that they just do together that builds us as a team.
We'll have our Mia Green's full piece on G-Prep airing tonight, and the number 3 seeded Gonzaga Prep will host 6 seeded Graham Kapowsin for their quarterfinal matchup on Saturday. Kickoff set for 1 p.m. Seattle Seahawks will honor legendary Hall of Famer Kenny Easley by wearing number 45 decal on all helmets starting this weekend and through the end of the season. Easley died last week at 66 years old and played 7 years for Seattle, winning the franchise their first Defensive Player of the Year award in 1984. He's one of only 4 players in franchise history with a retired number. His jersey hung up in the rafters back in 2017. That's all for Morning Sports. Check out more sports coming up on 4 News Now at 6 and Nightside Tonight.
It is now 6:26.
It's a big day for Post Falls drivers. A ramp that's been closed for months is finally reopening. We'll be checking back in with Hannah Joy, who is live in Post Falls after the break.
Plus, a roadside vending machine is bringing Otis Orchards together in an unexplained way, an unexpected way. I think it's better as well. It's really cool. We'll show you the heartwarming purpose behind it coming up after the break. And as we go to break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, John Tesh opening up about his cancer journey.
I'm incredibly grateful because it has been literally a 10-and-a-half-year journey when I was first diagnosed in 2015.
Tesh, who co-hosted Entertainment Tonight for a decade.
And I'm John Tesh, and the eyes of the nation are on Union, South Carolina tonight.
Before launching a global music career, was first diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2015. This morning, he's crediting his wife with helping save his life.
The prognosis at the time was about 18 months left to live?
That's what they said. I just was like, okay, this is over. And so there were some tears. It's like getting a brick in the face. And my wife, who is an Italian girl from the, faith-filled Italian girl from the Bronx, just rose up and she said, this is not us.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more with John Tesh. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, Los Angeles.
You have 2 torn glute muscles.
If you have wet AMD or DME, you never want to lose sight of the things you love. And your condition doesn't have to steal the moment. Long-lasting EYLEA HD delivers powerful vision improvements that can save your vision for the future. EYLEA HD is the only treatment for wet AMD and DME that helped at least 8 out of 10 people go up to 4 months between injections after 3 initial monthly treatments. Don't take EYLEA HD if you have an eye infection, eye pain, redness, or are allergic to it. Eye injections like EYLEA HD may cause eye infection, separation of the retina, rare but severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye, or increased eye pressure. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke. There's still so much to see. Ask about next generation EYLEA HD, a treatment retina specialists trust.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Falco Spokane, your fireplace specialists.
Touchdown on savings at George Key Kia Spokane. We're clearing out all new 2025 Kias at huge discounts to make room for the new 2026 Kias on the way. Shop over 350 new Kias and score big. Locally owned, family operated, always exceeding your expectations with unbeatable deals and exceptional customer service. Don't miss this chance to save. Visit George Key Kia Spokane off I-90 and Liberty Lake or shop anytime at SpokaneKia.com.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to what's possible with Tremfya. With rapid remission at 12 weeks and fewer bowel movements and less abdominal pain at 4 weeks. Most patients achieved remission at 1 year, and some patients saw visible healing of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Backed by over 15 years of clinical research. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
For the children and staff of Sacred Heart Children's Hospital, who are up there, we're going to bring a little Christmas joy down here for the annual lighting ceremony at Cowley Park. The 4 News Now Extreme team making spirits bright. Brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Friday, November 21st. Welcome to it. Let's check in with meteorologist Matt Gray and our first alert forecast.
And in your first alert forecast, it's a bit of a milder start this morning because clouds have rolled back in here and developed over much of our region this morning. So it's a bit of a gloomy start, a little misty in some places, and we're starting to see a little bit of patchy fog develop in a few areas. So most of us are sitting in the middle and upper 30s. Some exceptions has been in the Moses Lake area, but we're starting to see a little bit of fogginess develop there as well. But you cooled off a little more in central Washington, so down to the low 30s in those areas. But you can see plenty of color on our visibility map here, which indicates that things are not so visible at all. For the West Plains, across much of the central part of Washington state, you could run into some patchy fog on your drive here this morning. Also seeing around the Silver Valley, 4th of July Pass and up to Lookout Pass, and around northern parts of Kootenai County near the Coeur d'Alene Airport. We're seeing a little bit of limited visibility as well this morning. So just something to keep in mind. You might run into a few patches of dense fog out there. Most of us, however, will just be cloudy and will stay that way until some southerly winds kick in later today. Combine that with the heat of the sun, and we'll end up with sunny skies for another afternoon. We've had a beautiful stretch of weather, but it's coming to an end very soon. We'll show you that in your weekend forecast.
All right, Matt, thanks. Well, drivers in Post Falls have been dealing with long backups and frustrations for months.
The westbound I-90 off-ramp at Highway 41, closed since earlier this year, is finally reopening today, bringing relief for commuters and local businesses that have really been feeling the pinch. We have Hannah Joy live at the interchange this morning with what drivers can expect once that ramp reopens today. Good morning, Hannah.
Good morning, Natalie. It's been 8 months of orange cones, delays, and driver frustration. And so today, that should all be over when the I-90 off-ramp will reopen, and that is set to happen today at noon. And here's just what drivers can expect. They will have to come on to the ramp at the they would have to bypass the intersection and merge into the northbound traffic. Drivers going south on 41 will arrive at the stoplight and wait to turn left at the intersection. And this is all part of the big project of the Idaho Transportation Department, which added more lanes to the off-ramp. And we did speak to a driver, and here's what they had to say.
I'm excited to see what it looks like. It all looks cool. Hopefully traffic will flow better and that sort of stuff. I will say I think that this light's kind of always taken a long time, so hopefully that'll be an upside to it.
So the off-ramp is again set to open at noon, and the big project will wrap up sometime next year. Reporting in Post Falls, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
New details of the doomed UPS cargo plane that crashed into a fireball this morning.
The images show the engine breaking off the jet just after takeoff. ABC's Sophie Flay has the story.
This morning, federal investigators providing the clearest look yet at the moment a UPS cargo plane took off from Louisville before exploding in a fireball. Surveillance photos show the plane taking off intact, but then you see the engine breaking off, catapulting upward before erupting in flames. The plane never getting more than 30 feet off the ground before crashing into an industrial area, killing 14 people, including 11 on the ground. The trail of destruction, half a mile long, The NTSB zeroing in on the 34-year-old MD-11's left pylon, the component that attaches the engine to the wing, reporting evidence of fatigue cracks in addition to areas of overstress failure.
You can't always visually identify these kinds of fatigue cracks. They're very, very fine and often takes an X-ray machine to find them.
Officials now grounding all MD-11s and DC-10s while they investigate if the problem is widespread. Also this morning, a new report on the October collision between a United Airlines flight and a weather balloon. The flight from Denver to LA striking the balloon, which is not picked up on radar at 36,000 feet. The balloon's electronic payload shattering the plane's windshield, covering the pilots in glass. The captain suffering minor injuries, but managing to land safely in Salt Lake City.
If this airplane had hit the sensor package just 1 or 2 inches lower, that sensor package could have come all the way into the cockpit. All that plastic could have wrapped around the wing. It could have gotten into the engine. So this could have been much, much more serious than it actually was.
The company that launched the balloon says it lost contact with it shortly before the crash. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
And that weather balloon launched by a company from Spokane. The NTSB investigation says the plane's windshield is several layers thick and is designed to withstand the impact of a 4-pound bird and cabin pressurization loads. The damaged windshield was sent to the NTSB lab for examination. The investigation is ongoing.
Well, this mysterious new vending machine has popped up in Otis Orchards and it's turning some heads, with many wondering what's it doing there and what exactly is inside. The machine sits on the side of the road, but inside are a wide variety of sodas and drinks. It replaces an older vending machine. It's gained a lot of attention over the last few months, even though it was just operational a couple days ago.
Just to have a little bit of fun and have something that helps support our community in kind of a unique way.
Now, the machine serves a bigger purpose. The proceeds it generates are used to stock the little free pantry that sits right next to it. The pantry sees a lot of use, sometimes filling and emptying multiple times a day. For the owners of the vending machine, it's about showing rural neighborhoods that they have community support. Definitely a huge talker, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If you're driving down the road, you just see a random vending machine.
You just put some coins in there and take your chance.
See what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Super fun idea. Good morning, Northwest time right now is 6:37.
All right, meteorologist Matt Gray has been fine-tuning our forecast heading into the weekend, heading into a very busy next week with Thanksgiving coming up. And yeah, it's what is happening?
There's a lot going on in the extended forecast. There's also stuff happening right now. So now that we're starting to see the sun come up here a little bit, look at all the fog over Moses Lake here this morning. So definitely some places where you want to slow it down on your morning drive. But I tell you what, not too bad of a commute, especially considering what we are watching for next week. We'll take a look after this.
And so to come here on Good Morning Northwest, Thanksgiving just days away now and your oven needs to be cleaned. We'll share expert tips for cleaning it safely before the big day. That's next.
Plus, a local nonprofit expects to serve more people than ever this Thanksgiving. We'll tell you why the demand for free holiday meals is rising after the break.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest. Chef Lena is taking the Tide Boosted test.
Oh, yeah, I need it.
Try Tide. It's boosted. The other stuff can't match Tide's Boosted Clean. Test passed.
Smells like clean.
It's cleaner, whiter, brighter, and fresher. It's got to be Tide.
Boosted!
Are my 5 morning alarms a metaphor for everything else I'm putting on, like my laundry or my 768 unread texts?
I'm just your dermatologist. You don't want all of this showing up on your face. Try Hydro Boost.
Neutrogena, weightless hydration that goes deep.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Kyle with Bill's Heating, here to take a look at your furnace.
I thought you guys were teamed up with Gonzaga. Where's the basketball player?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. We do have Davis Fogel on standby.
Standby?
Oh, yeah. Whenever one of us needs him, we just shout his name.
What?
Watch.
Whoa, it's like magic.
Actually, he just made me wait around the corner.
Exactly. It's magic.
Call Bill's Heating and AC today.
Escape
Escape to Mistaqua Casino Hotel, just north of Spokane on Highway 395 near Chewelah. Enjoy the region's only non-smoking casino, featuring exciting ways to win, delicious food options, and a beautiful hotel to book your next getaway. Relax, rejuvenate, and discover more fun with our hotel amenities, including a sparkling pool, modern fitness center, and a convenient ski locker room designed for guests heading to the slopes. Plan your perfect staycation and book today at Mistaqua.com.
Donnie, you know that saying, when the going gets tough?
Sure. When the going gets tough, the tough get a personal injury lawyer.
True, but the saying is, when the going gets tough,
the tough choose an injury firm like the Advocates that can go to court and get great results.
Also true, but the saying, when the going gets tough, the tough
hire a firm that will take on big insurance companies and win. Oh, and also the tough get going.
There you go. Injured? You deserve an advocate.
Avamere Southfield is so much more than just a home. We're enhancing lives every single day.
My home was heaven on earth, and now Avamere is heaven on earth.
Everybody's very friendly here and welcoming.
Come visit us and experience the Avamere difference.
Scammers using romance to empty bank accounts.
Everybody has a vulnerability.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. On the next Money Saving Monday, how scammers reel in victims and why the holidays make it even easier. Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
Welcome back. It's 6:40. Turkey, stuffing, pies, your oven's big day is coming up. But if it's covered in last year's drips and splatters, you might be in for more smoke than sizzle. We are working with Consumer Reports for easy ways to clean your oven safely and why that self-cleaning cycle may not always be the hero you expect. Between boiling, broiling, and baking, experts in Consumer Reports Range Lab also put every oven's self-clean cycle to the test. They rate how a tough baked-on mixture of tapioca, cheese, lard, and cherry pie filling can be wiped away after the self-clean cycle. Most ovens pass the test, but Consumer Reports editor Paul Hope says people still wonder about the safety of the self-cleaning cycle.
It's easy to find a lot of horror stories online about people who say they've damaged or destroyed their ovens by running the self-clean cycle. Our testing finds that the self-clean cycle is generally safe to use and pretty effective.
CR says those high temperatures that help your oven clean also produce smoke and fumes, so you'll want to take a few precautions. First, keep kids and pets out of the kitchen when you run the self-clean cycle. If you have a range hood, turn it on and open some windows. Remember, the top of the stove can get pretty hot, so keep it clear. And just because it's self-clean doesn't mean you're totally off the hook. You'll need to remove the racks and clean those by hand. You'll also need to wipe down the oven after the cycle to remove the ash buildup. One final tip from CR.
The best approach is to keep your oven as clean as you can while you're using it, wiping spills up as they occur, and cleaning up grease after you cook something fatty like a chicken or a roast.
Now, all you have to do is put on an apron and cook up a delicious holiday meal. Another thing to keep in mind is that the oven door locks for the entire cycle, which can take up to 5 hours. If you start the self-clean cycle later in the day, it might be a good idea to order takeouts. And no self-clean cycle, no problem. Look for this story on KXLY.com for tips on deep cleaning the oven by hand.
I bet there are a lot of folks who are going to be doing that over the next couple of days. This morning, we are seeing cloudy conditions and starting to see some fog that'll slow you down on your morning drive. But we are going to see those clouds dissipate once again as we get closer and closer to lunchtime. So clearing conditions for the afternoon, sunshine, another beautiful end to our day and a great end to our work week. Not as cloudy tonight, a little bit cooler. We'll be closer to freezing tonight. And then comes the weekend and a bunch of changes. We'll talk about that coming up.
And of course, as we've been talking about Thanksgiving coming up next week, and a local nonprofit is preparing to serve hundreds of community members who might not get a warm holiday meal. Neighbors Feeding Neighbors is cooking 48 turkeys this year and expects around 400 people to come by for a free Thanksgiving meal on Sunday. In the 4 years the nonprofit has been serving the community, it says that's more people than ever before. The increase comes as local food banks say demand has increased significantly.
But on the holidays, there's people that, good chance they won't have a good holiday meal. And so we're trying to bridge that gap a little bit.
For Neighbors Feeding Neighbors, the mission goes beyond providing food. The organization says it knows the difference a meal and a human connection can make in a person's life, and that's what it is hoping to serve up on Sunday. 48 turkeys.
Wow.
It smelled really good in there by the end of it.
Larry and his team are amazing.
Rock stars.
Do great things. It's now 6:44.
President Trump rolls back another key policy for the second time this week. We'll tell you how it could affect your grocery bill after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's Christmas in November this week at both Cal locations in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene, where we are lowering prices on all 4-wheel drives, lifted and loaded half-ton and 3/4-ton trucks, as well as delayed payments until next year.
Plus, we're giving away a new set of WeatherTech floor mats with every purchase. So you can get a new reliable vehicle for winter at big savings and delayed payments and still have money left over for Christmas.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0% APR on Sierra 1500 models.
See your local GMC dealer.
Your garage door is more than just an entry point. It's also an escape route. That is why our highly trained technicians handle every job with unmatched professionalism. From broken springs to noisy rollers, we'll get your door running smoothly, securely, and fast. Precision Garage Door Service. Fast, reliable, and friendly.
What's more powerful than an unexpected storm? Insurance that helps clean it up. Western National Insurance. That's the power of nice.
4 News Now is brought to you by Avamere at South Hill.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:47. Taking a live look at the pavilion this morning. Starting to see a little bit of daylight creeping up here.
Yeah, and just beyond the pavilion over there, the skate ribbon opens up tomorrow.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on
and then
downtown.
beyond that, yeah, at Riverfront or River Park Square, we've got Santa arriving and all kinds of festivities.
So now all we need is winter weather to show up.
It kind of feels a little like it's hard to get in the Christmas spirit a little bit this early, just because we haven't even seen a lick of snow.
Yeah, it's been quite warm this November. Things are going to change heading into next week.
Okay.
So let's begin with what's going on this morning. You noticed it was a little misty out there. We've got low clouds hanging over Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures are on the mild side of things as a result, anywhere between 37 and 39 degrees under the cloud deck, but we are seeing that cloud deck even lower a little bit more, and so we're actually watching our visibility in the region, especially around the West Plains, where we're now seeing some visibility down to about 1 or 2 miles at Fairchild. We're seeing low visibility here as well around Hayden at the Coeur d'Alene Airport, and we are seeing very low visibility, so it's getting a little patchy fog situation going around Spokane International here this morning. Let's head further north because we want to talk about the weekend, right? So we've got a lot of wet weather that's streaming into British Columbia and the rest of Canada. That is eventually going to work its way south here into the inland northwest as we head to the end of the weekend. So we're good for Saturday. Make your plans. Do what you got to do. This will be our last kind of milder and dry day for, I think, a long time. Then as we head into Sunday, The rain starts coming down, and behind that comes much colder air. So let's show you that. This cold front going to bring in some gusty winds as well. You're going to feel that more so on Monday, but you'll feel it a little bit with this wet weather that's going to be coming in. Mainly, it looks like Sunday afternoon is going to be the wettest time period for Sunday, and you can see the snow already starting to get going in the Cascades. So our mountain passes, we'll see off and on snow showers late Sunday through the day on Monday, and then we calm down a little bit for Tuesday, but Tuesday night, the next system's already coming in. We'll see more mountain pass snow over to the west side. And then this is the big thing. This is what we're watching, because it is going to be definitely cold enough when this next system comes in on Wednesday for us to see a little bit of wintry weather. Now, whether that is a rain-snow mix, whether that is all snow, it's going to be very dependent on where you live, how this storm comes in. There's a lot of details still when we're talking about 4 or 5 days out here that we have to work out. So keep an eye on the Wednesday forecast for any changes, updates, etc. We know it's a busy travel day. Speaking of travel, past is Sunday into Monday. 2 to 6 inches for Stevens Pass as we get up on Monday morning. 2 to 4 for Lookout Pass. 1 to 4 for Snoqualmie. So regardless of the day or the hour, over the course of this week, be ready for wintry conditions up in the mountains before Thanksgiving. We'll be right back with the Morning Sprint.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now weather is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
Hurry to our Black Friday sale and save up to $17,000 off or 0% APR on new 25 GMC Sierra 1500 Denali's. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Your home is your happy place until you come back to bad odors. Use Febreze plug-in. It has a microchip that alternates between 2 scents to fight odors and provide freshness for up to 50 days. Try Febreze Plug.
Are my 5 morning alarms a metaphor for everything else I'm putting on, like my laundry or my 768 unread texts?
I'm just your dermatologist. You don't want all of this showing up on your face. Try Hydro Boost.
Neutrogena, weightless hydration that goes deep.
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
The holidays are approaching, and that means family and friends will soon be gathering.
And if you're on hosting duties, make sure you're ready by stopping at Kerner Furniture during our holiday season sale.
We have fine dining for large groups, small groups, and the kids table.
All at sale pricing.
It's also the Lazy Boy Black Friday sale, and that means our always guaranteed lowest Lazy Boy prices are even lower.
The holiday season sale is here at Kerner Furniture. Nice store, low prices.
Hi, I'm Randy, owner of Rooter 911 Sewer and Drain.
Sewer and drain cleaning at half the price of the larger competitors. 24/7 service for all of your sewer and drain cleaning needs in Spokane, 535-3136.
Christmas Tree Elegance 2025 brings 16 exciting trees worth up to $4,999 December 2nd through 14th at the Davenport Hotel and River Park Square.
We want a tree, and so can you.
Hurry to our Black Friday sale and save up to $11,750 off or 0% APR on new 26 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevations. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Welcome back. Your time right now, 6:53, and it's time to get you prepared for Friday and your weekend in the Morning Sprint. Hannah Joy live in Post Falls with a preview of a brand new on-ramp that's reopening today.
And Matt Gray is letting us know when we might get our first taste of a wintry weather. But first, a weather balloon launched from Spokane collided with the United Airlines flight, injuring the pilot. And this morning, we are learning about the NTSB's preliminary report about it. On October 16th, a Boeing 737 collided with the weather balloon near Moab, Utah. The balloon, launched by a private tech company in Spokane, hit the windshield, and both pilots were showered with glass. The captain suffered cuts to his arm. Neither the forward officer nor the 111 passengers on board were hurt. The investigation says the plane's windshield is several layers thick and is designed to withstand the impact of a 4-pound bird and cabin pressurization loads. The damaged windshield was sent to the NTSB's lab for examination. Investigation is ongoing.
In your forecast, cloudy skies have moved in over the inland northwest this morning, and that's keeping us in the middle and upper 30s. So no scraping ice for the windshields, but there is a little bit of fog out there, and we'll continue to see things be a little gloomy all the way until we get into the late morning. Then the clouds break up, and we have a really nice looking afternoon. Sunshine all through the afternoon into your forecast. We'll see a repeat of this on Saturday, but then rain and mountain snow are coming in for the end of the weekend.
The big update for drivers is all about timing here in Post Falls. The Idaho Transportation Department says the I-90 off-ramp will reopen by noon today. And when it does, drivers going northbound on Highway 41 will bypass the intersection and merge straight into traffic. Southbound drivers will still hit the light, and when they do, they should turn left. And so the bottom line this morning is to watch out for all the different signs when the ramp opens at noon.
Now, the Washington State Department of Transportation heard from the community last night about what to do with land along the North Spokane corridor. During the workshop, attendees were asked to share their special places that are located near the infrastructure. DOT says it'll take those places into consideration during construction. And the data will be shared across other agencies to help improve planning for future projects. This was the first community meeting. Another scheduled for next month at Francis Scott Elementary. The North Spokane corridor is expected to be completed in the early 2030s.
President Trump has lifted his 40% tariffs on Brazilian beef, coffee, cocoa, and other imports. The White House put the tariffs in place over the summer in response to Brazil's prosecution of its pro-Trump former president. Brazil supplies about a third of the coffee in the U.S., and prices are up due to tariffs and harvest shortfalls. The administration also removed tariffs on other agricultural imports as it tries to ease those rising grocery prices.
A new convenience store in East Central Spokane has opened in a building that sat empty for years, but some neighbors are concerned about what's being sold. Owner Joey Bain spent more than $750,000 renovating the space into Altamont Liquor and Grocery. The business sits in a residential area on the corner of 5th and Altamont. Some neighbors worry about the kind of foot traffic the store will bring to the area. Baines says safety is his top priority, and he points out that alcohol and vapes make up only 15% of his inventory.
Spokane International Airport is expecting record-breaking travel this Thanksgiving. To get everyone prepared, the airport is sharing some tips for smooth travel. First, it says that you should arrive 2 hours before your boarding time. This allows you to get to your baggage and get it checked, get through security, and find your gate. It also says not to put any wrapped gifts or packages in your checked or carry-on luggage because TSA will have to unwrap them and inspect them. Also, the airport encourages people picking up travelers to wait in the cell phone lot to help keep down terminal traffic.
Thanksgiving is less than a week away, and a local nonprofit's preparing to serve hundreds of community members who might not get a warm holiday meal. Neighbors Feeding Neighbors is cooking 48 turkeys this year and expects about 400 people to come by for the free Thanksgiving meal on Sunday. In the 4 years the nonprofit's been serving the community, it says that's more people than ever before. The increase comes as local food banks say demand has increased significantly.
And this mysterious new vending machine is turning heads in Otis Orchards. The machine sits on the side of the road with a wide variety of sodas and drinks inside. The proceeds it generates are used to stock the little free pantry that sits right next to it.
How fun.
I love this
story. A
story.
little mystery, a little beverage, a little love. Hey, we'll be back with a final check of weather after this.
At 4 News Now, we're part of this community, sharing your stories, listening to your voice, and delivering the news that matters most to you. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Thank you.
I got this.
Thanks. I'm Alex.
I'm Jade.
It's Christmas in November this week at both Cal locations in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene, where we are lowering prices on all 4-wheel drives. lifted and loaded half-ton and three-quarter-ton trucks, as well as delayed payments until next year.
Plus, we're giving away a new set of WeatherTech floor mats with every purchase. So you can get a new reliable vehicle for winter at big savings and delayed payments, and still have money left over for Christmas.
After a car wreck, the longer you wait, the harder it can be to get what you deserve.
After my recent accident, I called Craig Swap & Associates. They treated me fairly every step of the way.
One call, that's all.
Call the 9s, 509-999-9999.
Cloudy skies here and a little misty in Spokane this morning as the sun is going to rise here in just a couple of minutes. We've got a pretty nice Friday afternoon ahead of us once this cloud cover breaks up later today. Temperatures continuing to be a little above average in the mid-40s all the way through the weekend. Some rain coming in on Sunday will begin to change our temperatures. Lows of the 20s, highs only in the 30s for the majority of next week. It'll also open the door for the next system coming into the middle of the week to produce some wintry conditions. We'll keep you updated on KXLY.com and KXLY Plus.
Well, thanks so much for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Northwest.
We've loved having you along. We'll see you throughout the morning on Good Morning America. It starts in just a bit.